What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel and welcome to another pickups video. And today is all about the pickups and stuff that I got really in April of 2019 as requested by one of my viewers in one of my live streams the other day. And really I couldn't think of anything else to do a video on, so let's get right into the stuff I got. Okay, first game, excuse me, is Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles on the Nintendo Wii. I never played this before. I heard this was like arcade experience, and I got this with it. This is the Nyko Perfect Shot, which is pretty much like a gun adapter for your Wiimote. This thing was, that's what I paid for this, $5. So $5 and this was like $15, so $20 for this light gun-like experience on the Nintendo Wii. I thought that was pretty cool. Next game. This is a game called Stretch Panic. It's a game by Treasure. This game, I live streamed this the other day and tried it out. Not my not my favorite PS2 game, that's for sure. That Treasure logo kind of fooled me down there. Treasure, you got me. I'll probably throw this on eBay unless one of you guys want it, but Stretch Panic on the PlayStation 2. Next game, okay, this is an RPG that I started playing, and I'll play it more. I'll probably live stream it because I was kind of getting into it, but Soul Nomad, this is one I had never heard of. There's a lot of PlayStation 2 RPGs that I'd never even heard of that I find, and for example, Forever Kingdom, there's another one. I guess this might be like an action RPG. I haven't played this one yet, but those are a couple RPGs I found on the PlayStation 2 recently. Another game, fighting game, we got Neo Geo Battle Coliseum on the PlayStation 2. And, look at this. It looks like you can use characters from Metal Slug in this game, so that's pretty cool, man. Hopefully you guys can see that on the back, but I thought that was pretty cool. Next game, King of Fighters Maximum Impact, and this has this collector's sleeve kind of thing. It's got the game and like a making of DVD. It was pretty cheap, and again, this was a flea market find. Gamers Paradise in Joppa, Maryland, the best retro game store in the Baltimore area. Okay, next game. Now, this game I got at a place called Regen in White Marsh that's near my clothing store, and that's Klonoa 2 on the PlayStation 2. Now, this game rocks. I played this, live streamed it, some of it the other day. I loved it. Damn. Klonoa 2 Lunate's Veil. I cannot recommend this game enough. It's like $35. I had some trade stuff I brought in, so I think, man, I might have paid like 20 or something, maybe 25, but totally worth it. Klonoa 2 Lunate's Veil. Next game, this is Final Fantasy 12. It's in like a steelbook. Yeah, again, I traded some stuff for this, a bunch of Wii shovelware. I don't know, Final Fantasy 12. I figure I'd get around to playing it one day. Okay, next game. This is a Genesis game, and this was a Joppa flea market find. That's Whip Rush on the Sega Genesis. Have not played this shooter yet. Or maybe I've played it through an emulator. I'm not quite sure, but this was pretty cheap, and from what I have heard, this is pretty good. It's a shooter. It's a Mega Drive shooter. It's a Genesis shooter. I'm so used to saying Mega Drive. But yeah, Whip Rush on the Sega Genesis. There's so many awesome shooters on the Sega Genesis. There's way more than I ever thought there would be. It's crazy. Okay, next game. This is a game I got for $35 on eBay. It took a little while to ship, but it's kind of like a dungeon crawler. It's got really cool animations, and it's a Bandai Namco game, although it's got graphics that are not typical of stuff that Bandai Namco's name is on. That's Ray Gigant. Now, this was a limited run release. It's pretty fun from what I played of it. It's got a fun battle system. I'm usually not too much into dungeon crawlers. Maybe some of the older ones on like the Genesis and the Saturn. But anyway, Ray Gigant, $35. It sells for around $50. So I saw this, I snapped on it, and figure I'd like it. And what I've played so far, it's pretty cool. Okay, let's move on to the PlayStation 4. I'll show you guys some PlayStation 4 games. This is okay. This game's okay. This game was pitched to me like Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast, and it plays more like the original Outrun, I would say, but that's Horizon Chase Turbo, that Brazilian exclusive. I believe that's where this came from. Pretty cool game. It's cool how you can kind of level your car up and upgrade your air intake and your suspension, and the races aren't too hard, so it's not too terribly hard to come in first. I'm gonna live stream this soon, but anyway, Horizon Chase Turbo on the PlayStation 4. Okay. Next game, and I paid $5 for this. It looks like it sold at one time at GameStop for $22.50. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan. This looked like a fun arcade experience. I watched some like YouTube reviews on it. It seemed like it was okay. So anyway, again, I found this for $5, so I figure I'd play it eventually. It looked like the kind of game I liked, the Turtles arcade game back in the day. So this was a game I did pay $22.50 for, and this one's, a lot of people said this game is shit, but I thought this was a really cool game. It reminded me of like a Dojin game. And so a lot of those games actually come out on the PlayStation 4. We just, we don't think about it that often, but that is Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. I love this game. It's an awesome game. It's got good, tight controls. I've live streamed this. Fun game. I would venture to say this is a hidden gem on the PlayStation 4. I loved it. Okay, let's move on to some DS games. Let's see. We have Sands of Destruction. This is a Sega RPG. Okay. And a shoot 'em up on the Nintendo DS, and that is Nano Stray 2. So yeah, I was really surprised to know that there was actually 2 Nano Stray games, which are shoot 'em ups on the Nintendo DS. There's actually the only other game that's kind of like this that I could think of. And I'm not talking about like Bang.io, which I did find I think last month. But there's a Kutsu game, a cave Kutsu game on the DS that came out in Japan. Now that's like $100, but I would be interested to play that Kutsu Cave game that came out on the Nintendo DS, since the DS is region free, and I've played Japanese DS games on a new 3DS XL, and they work, and there's no, because the DS games aren't region locked, but 3DS games are region locked, but apparently you can play Japanese DS games in a new 3DS. I happen to have a new 3DS XL. Anyway, enough of that. Nano Stray 2 on the Nintendo DS. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to move to the Xbox 360. So, first game that I got, Zone of the Enders HD Collection. Now, I played this on the PlayStation 2, and I thought it was a pretty cool game. I found this pretty cheap, so I picked it up. Zone of the Enders HD Collection on the Xbox 360. And the next game is a game that was really cheap. It might have been $5, maybe $10, I forget. But Zoid's Assault, I saw that Atlas logo on the box, and somebody was like, oh yeah, that's a fun strategy game. So, I don't know, I haven't played it yet. Hopefully it's fun, but Zoid's Assault on the Xbox 360. Next game, this is a packing game in the Sega CD. This is the Sega Classics Arcade Collection on the Sega CD. And it's actually got Echo the Dolphin as a separate disc on one side of the case, which is pretty cool. So this has Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, Golden Axe, and Super Monaco GP. It's some racing game that's kind of like Outrun kind of. And that was, look, in the store, $7.99. That was I traded for this, so, I don't know what I ended up paying after the trade and everything, but, I'd have been cool paying the $7.99 for this. Great deal. Next game, Record of Lodoss War on the Sega Dreamcast. Now, I said something commented on one of Eric Landon RPG's videos, and he said something about if you can find this game for a deal, it's not his favorite RPG or something, but he said it's probably worth grabbing. So I got and I forget what Dreamcast game it was. I got a Dreamcast game, the game didn't work, I took it back, and I just got this pretty much in place of the game that didn't work. And the game that didn't work was like maybe $20 or $15, something like that. So, I don't know. Apparently this is an action RPG that plays like a Western RPG, but it's a JRPG. But anyway, and I had the PC Engine version of this, but it was all in Japanese, so I couldn't ever play it. But Record of Lodoss War on the Sega Dreamcast. Next game, now this is a Mega Man game, okay? This is a Mega Man game that has some shoot 'em up levels, okay? And this is probably one of the most fun, not Mega Man X, but regular Mega Man games in the regular Mega Man series. And it's weird, it's not complete. I just have the disc and the manual, but that's Mega Man 8 on the PlayStation. So here's what I got. This is the case that it came in, okay? I got it from Regen, which is in White Marsh, Maryland. And see, so I got the disc and the manual, and it was let's see, what did I pay for this? I paid $10.59. So yeah, I don't know, fun game. It's worth it for the shoot 'em up levels to me. I'm cool with paying $10.50 or whatever I paid for that. So Mega Man 8 on the PlayStation 1, and honestly, you can play this through an emulator rather easily. So You know, if you want to play PlayStation 1 games, don't feel obligated to own the physical versions unless you're a weird collector of video games like me. Okay. Now, this game I got also the other day, and I traded some stuff for it, and I still paid a little bit. It's a Switch game. I don't even own a Switch, but Danmaku Unlimited. I just saw the back cover art, and now this is a Dojin PC shooter for the longest time. You can probably get this also on, I want to say, Steam. You can probably play this on Steam. I'm not 100% sure. But I did download the Dojin version of this for free and play it on my PC, and it's really bright and colorful on the PC. Again, this is still sealed because I don't have a Switch yet, but I buy these shooters for the Switch when I find them, you know, physically in person. And, you know, one day when I finally get a Switch, I'll have some cool shooters. I got a few games for it, and this is the newest one that I have to add to the list, and it's Danmaku Unlimited 3, actually, on the Nintendo Switch. The only other thing that I got that I could show you guys is this PS4 controller. It's a PS3 and PS4 arcade stick. It's a Hori stick. This was like a big purchase for me this month. I actually sold some like crappy games that I didn't want to play anymore to get this. But I paid 75 bucks for this. It's a PS4 arcade stick, Hori arcade stick. Now, one of the cool things about this stick is the options button has this little flap that you can close to try to block, you know, it kind of helps you from hitting the button, which really, I don't really see that being a huge problem. Also, the touchpad, this is kind of weird, but the touchpad for the PS4 is actually in the front right here. But at least it's on there, right? And then you have the, you know, you got your cord right there, USB cord. So this isn't like Bluetooth or anything like that. And nor would I want it to be. You know, I want these controllers to be hardwired, because anytime you deal with lithium-ion batteries and Bluetooth technology and stuff that I want to have for many, many years, you know, I feel like I'm going to need to switch the batteries out, or where am I going to get the battery for if something happens to it? Like in my GPD-XD, you know, I'm worried about, well, what happens to the battery? How do I replace the battery? Where do I get another battery from? But I don't have to worry about that kind of shit with this. But anyway, this is this cool Hori arcade stick that I got, and you can use this on a PS3 or a PS4. There's settings on it that you can switch to use it for either console. So you can use this to play PlayStation 1 games on a PlayStation 3. And then, you know, so you got PS1 games, PS3 games. I guess there's a couple shooters, mainly just fighters on that. And then PS4, I one-credited Katsu on super easy, which is really like super hard, but with this arcade stick. So yeah, I could one-credit, you know, shooters with this. That means it must be halfway decent, at least in my book. Anyway, guys, that's everything that I got for April of 2019. But I want to know, what did you guys find? Any cool stuff, you know, any kind of crazy rare or any like super fun video games? Let me know in the comments down below. I love to hear about when you guys find really awesome video games. Anyways, thanks for watching. Now, if you like this video, make sure you like the video. And if you like awesome video games, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Till next time, guys. Peace out.